please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Over the past 2 weeks, we have made 4 videos concerning Boogie2988, who in the last video I had renamed Cancer2988, a name that seems appropriate. In fact, I like it so much, I'm going to continue to use it. In the first video, we discussed the fact that he was promoting a crypto scam called FaddyCoin, where he had monetarily benefited. Coffeezilla had called this out, and Coffeezilla had actually had a phone call with Boogie, where he had tried to use some mental gymnastics to explain something. Now, that's skipping ahead a bit, but it is related to that and also to further discussions concerning Cancer2988. In 2 of the follow-up videos, we went through some of Boogie's cope, seethe, acceptance, his cliche tactics. Let's not forget here, of course, deflection is one that must not be forgotten. In the more recent video I did on Boogie, he had he got into an argument with a few people, more notably Destiny. Destiny then looked at a diagnosis that he claimed he was being treated for and pointed out that it was unlikely, based on what we knew of the type of condition Boogie said he had, that he had it. So, tens of thousands of dollars was offered up for him to simply take a screenshot, Boogie that is, of his medical record. Now, not the entire thing, just the part that showed, and he could have done this privately with Destiny, who's going through his own little thing right now, so whether or not it is a valid source, he may well need to keep the money, you never know. Simply show it to Destiny, maybe Keemstar and a couple others, just to verify the diagnosis of Cancer2988 having a form of cancer, which was the entire motivation, apparently, for why he accepted $10,000 to promote a crypto scam, because it wouldn't hurt the oikari and the plebeian, it would only be something for the crypto bros to have their fun with, to throw their money at. This has all backfired magnificently for Boogie, which was the point of the last video, to show he refused to show this one thing. He's shown everything else. In fact, he's stripped naked in that stream. He's willing to show you every nook and cranny of his body, but he's unwilling to show you a few lines of text, deeming this to be forbidden. An unusual hill to choose to reside on, but a hill nonetheless. Boogie then went on to deactivate his Twitter and then shut down his YouTube, because that's what you want to do. Make sure you have no passive income whatsoever. Keemstar spent 4 days trying to get Boogie to come onto LogHow Live to discuss this. And last night, Monday the 15th of July 2024, Boogie resurfaced. I was watching this live for a bit before I fell asleep. I fell asleep because Boogie didn't turn up for a while. He was making a fashionably late entrance. But we have some clips. Just before we get to those clips though, I do need to catch you up on a few things. Firstly, the biological brother of Boogie, or Cancer2988, has said to those trolling my brother, I can confirm his diagnosis of polycythemia vera is absolutely true. He has suffered with this debilitating condition for at least 2 years. I stake my reputation as a health professional on this fact. Reply from Ranting Monkey, not a medical doctor. It should be noted the brother of Boogie has been community noted, with someone pointing out, not a medical doctor, a professor with a doctorate degree. And in this instance, their doctorate degree focused mainly on identifying the effects of social inequities on maternal and child health. That is not the same. Muta, I'm thankful Boogie's cancer hasn't turned to leukemia. Now his fans don't have to worry or financially support him over it. Image, Boogie, I learned already, do that, huh? The cancer is effing expensive. I'm at the beginning stages and I still can't afford it. When this inevitably turns to leukemia, I will be utterly effed. I learned already, do that. Drama alert. Cancer2988 getting confronted over faking cancer, allegedly, by Coffeezilla is way too funny. There's a clip for this, and it is quite funny to hear his rage. In Coffeezilla's full video on this, Boogie tries to use idioms and turns of phrases that don't make sense to drive home his point, to try and make things seem like he's up shit creek, as it were. Yeah. Here's the clip, though, from the tweet.
Wait, that's on June 28th. That's on June 28th. You showed me a payment for $550 on June 28th, which is after we talked, after you told me the money was all gone.
Yes! Have you never heard of the colloquialism? Yeah, that money's all gone, it's all spent. I have a specific thing I need to do with it. Have you never heard that colloquialism? Use fucking Google then! It's very common!
One of the main reasons for that phone call even happening was because Coffeezilla wanted to make sure the numbers added up. What he did manage to prove was that of the money he had received, Boogie that is, not only did he not really need the money in the first place, but he had squirreled the rest away. Continuing with tweets before we get to some of the clips. Drama alert. The intern running YouTube's X account is about to get fired. Did YouTube just subtweet Boogie? Included is an image of Boogie and YouTube's tweet, "What's the most cancer thing your cancer friend has ever done?" Now, I do believe that's related to a star sign thing, but at the same time, they did delete the tweet, and it is quite an amusing one to put out. Nick Diorio. Was the troll just Boogie telling them he has cancer and that he needs money for the treatment? Latest from Boogie. Francis trolls fans at Southeast Game Exchange. It's a video on his channel, and his comments, along with the like to dislike, well, people aren't really on his side, which I'll admit had me chuckle. Now, yesterday, quite late, Keemstar had tweeted, "Boogie finally admits he lied. Lalcal Live is live in 15 minutes, 1,600 people waiting." It was closer to 6,000 actually. That was just an earlier screenshot, when it was members only. It got opened up after a while, and oh, it got active. Now that show is close to 3 hours long, has over 119,000 views at time of recording. And to be honest, the viewership on that has kind of invigorated the channel a bit. Yeah, the most recent live streams on that channel are actually concerning Boogie faking the cancer, both of which got over 100,000 views. In fact, all the drama concerning this is doing Boogs no favours, but doing the channel a lot of favours. Obviously, I can't sit here and go through all of this when he finally bothers to arrive, but we can go through some clips that were shared about.
So high. We can probably get him the
So
code
Vera's not
where
on
they
there.
put it in.
Vera's not on the portal.
I don't know, man.
It's not.
I can send you a
You
bunch
do
of stuff.
know.
That,
It's
I
not.
got-
said 4 days ago you were looking at
Yeah,
it. But
4
weren't gonna
days ago you said
screenshot
you were looking at
like
it. So
I
it's
told you,
it's
I
not
spent
on
the
there.
last. Like I told you, I spent the last 2 years getting treated for it. I've been told by my doctor for the last
it's
2 years.
fine,
this is
Boogie.
fake.
Just admit it's not on the portal.
It's not on there. I told you this.
Okay,
I told
thank
I have
you.
to do the.
To get that statement alone was very much like trying to draw blood from a stone. Now imagine for a moment, you've told a lie, you know it's going to backfire magnificently for you, it's more than likely going to cost you, but you have a chance quickly to take a rather sizable amount of money that could in fact benefit you while you seek to find alternative employment, because the internet is busy laughing at you, and we are laughing at you. We're also calling you a crappy human being for lying about cancer. Would you take the money knowing you've lied, or would you try and find a way out of it knowing there is no way out of it? Since the rules have been set, the options were non-existent. Show and tell or don't show and tell. And in this, by the way, Boogie still hasn't shown and told us anything. We'll get to that in a moment as well, won't we?
That was a joke.
All right, cool.
Boogie.
Oh, how
Yeah,
about
look,
here's another one. Here's another one where you got busted.
Boogie. Hold on. Stop. Listen to what I'm saying.
What?
Don't send me videos of kids dying to play on fucking stream. Like,
Yeah,
come
Okay,
on,
that's
Jesus.
fair.
come on,
That's
bro.
fair.
What are you doing?
Well, this is just Andrew Tate setting and reading some of his DMs.
What Boogie tried to do to limit and mitigate the damage done to his reputation was to seek to cause harm to Destiny's, or use Destiny's, let's say, controversial nature, I'm going to go with that, as a way to draw attention away from himself. Being that he is a creator that is used to being center of attention, this seems a bit ironic. It also fell flat because Keemstar was never going to show the videos of unalived children on the live show, because he knew damn well you get a community guidelines strike and you lose all the revenue this stream will have generated, and it got a lot of super chats. I don't know why Boogie would be so careless, but bit of a cliche at this point. He is quite embarrassing when it comes to these kinds of subject matters, and he doesn't know how to handle this kind of situation where he has created a problem and never considered what would happen when he got busted. Keemstar tweeted, "Boogie is an idiot Can't help but have pity for such an idiot. Many do not agree with this stance. Chris the Nazi Narc. Boogie. Destiny's a lolcow. He supports Israel and his wife left him for an Arab, so that's why he does not support Gaza. That is a quote. Oh no. Oh no, oh no. That's not a good one. That's not a good one. Boogie admitted in front of 15,000 people. The numbers went up. Keemstar, some ordinary gamers and wings, that his diagnosis isn't on his medical portal. Now, I've shown you that clip already, but I wanted to highlight the fact that there were even more people in that chat as time went by. Boogie went on to put out a statement. It's quite a lengthy one on his Twitter. And I thought what I'd do, since this was after the show, I would read that to you before we go back to a few more clips, because yes, I have one that must be played. According to the internet, I lied about cancer. However, for the last 2 years, I've been treating the symptoms of that cancer, blood tests, medication, and so much more. We still have one test left to do to verify which cancer it is. For now, we have been treating the polycythemia vera, which is the cancer they told me that I have. My brother has seen it in my medical charts. My girlfriend and best friend have been present when the doctor spoke of it. We are now doing more tests to confirm the polycythemia vera or determine if there is a second cancer present. We are starting with a colonoscopy, oh no, to see if there is a cancer present there, as I've shown signs that prostate cancer is present. I was panicked when my doctor told me I had cancer 2 years ago, and when I was in a vulnerable state, I shared that long before I should have. It was a stupid thing to do. I should have never jumped the gun like that. I have never done a GoFundMe. I've never asked my audience for money to treat this cancer. I never have and never will. Just before we continue, there are some points here. I'm starting to believe your girlfriend is less a girlfriend and more a caregiver at this point. Your brother seeing it means sod all to us because we don't know your brother. You acting and telling the internet isn't surprising since you told us everything about everything when you had your medical surgeries for fat reduction. That, bariatric, is that what it's called? Yes. When you went on your weight loss journey for a time and then broke it. When you shared far too much after your previous relationship breakup on the H3 podcast. Yes, I remember that episode. I'm glad you've never done a GoFundMe, because if you did one now, people would be asking you to give them money instead, because you conned them. Continuing. In fact, in my years as a YouTuber, I've donated and helped raise tens of thousands of dollars to St. Jude's Cancer Research Hospital to help people suffering with cancer. No one cares. You lied. What you've done that is good does not mitigate or limit you doing bad. My father died of cancer. My best friend from childhood died of cancer. My friend John, Total Biscuit, died of cancer. Cancer is not something I would ever lie about. But I should have waited for the final test to be done and not just repeated what my doctor had to say that day. So you did lie then, because without the information confirming it, that is exactly what it is. You may now be proven to be true. Of course, I don't wish that on you. I would never wish it on you. But up until this point, that is exactly what it is. It is a lie. I'm sorry that I ever spoke of it, and moving forward, no matter what happens, I will not speak of it publicly. I consider this a closed matter, and now will make sure it remains a private battle that I shared only with my closest loved ones. So the internet, then. I'm sorry for those hurt or offended by either the rumours that have floated around or by my actions when I spoke too early about my cancer. Of all the mistakes and F-ups I've ever made in this life, this was the one that will haunt me to the bitter end, as it should. I am genuinely sorry. Reply from Jessica Pizzle, go away. Oh, and Nick Diorio, 6 days ago, by the way. I've never done a GoFundMe. I've never asked my audience for money to treat this cancer. Never will. Okay. And so I heard Penguin said to start a GoFundMe if I need help with medical stuff. I've heard that a lot. What do you think? Should I seriously consider it? Apparently, nah, just die was winning that one. And there was time to go as well. Over 7,000 votes. Impressive. Let's continue with Boogie though, with another clip where he calls out Destiny and says why he'll never show his medical records.
Yeah, Destiny's
just a drama tuber.
Destiny's a lolcow. I've looked into that guy over the last couple of days, and whether it's him defending in jail, whether it's him laughing at the murder of a fireman, whether it's him backing Israel, whether it's him saying he's in favor of And I have all these receipts, by the way. Oh, by the way, hold on. You know, no, if we're gonna talk
Hey,
about
Boogie, I'm sorry. I can take you as seriously as I could take a Destiny right now on the lolcow thing.
that's right.
Oh no, Destiny's take is he backs Israel and not Palestine.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah.
Because his wife left him for I'm thinking an Arab man.
While there is much in the way of discussion concerning Destiny, I'm going to leave that to my friend Cog, because as far as I'm concerned, Destiny is a separate entity. Destiny had offered you quite a large sum of money to show a medical record. You are deflecting in this, and we do now have the quote that I earlier referenced from Twitter. It's an interesting quote, and it certainly does open up the opportunity to discuss further Destiny and Destiny's motivations. But I'm only really interested in you. So to me, this is a complete waste of time. And I agree with Tommy. A lolcow talking about a lolcow? Can't really take him seriously, can you? Credibility shot.
So for those of you who don't know, Joe Rogan said Destiny reads Wikipedia and then acts like an expert. That's what he
That's
said.
what he did with
That's
COVID.
exactly what he did on our
He did the
show.
same thing. He just read the thing, but that's not why he got you.
No, but
How he got you was the
doesn't want
money.
my medical records, and I'm never going to show my medical records.
Okay.
By the way, I don't believe he was going to give me $5,000 because here's the thing: I restored my Twitter today for one reason and one reason only. Because you can search how many times I've said on Twitter, how many times I've said on the show. You'll never see my medical records. You'll never get them. You'll never get them. You'll never get them. And I sent something to Keemstar that night. He was just going to move the goalpost. By the way.
For this to make sense, Boogie sent Keem a tweet with Joe Rogan lambasting Destiny because Destiny cited Wikipedia and acted like an expert. In this instance, that's not what Destiny did to Boogie. So against the shifting of the goalpost, what Destiny did was point out the money issue, and then he went and looked into what you claimed you had. That's a very important bit of context, and Tommy's right to point this out as well. Boogie claims that he's only activated his Twitter now because, you know, slam dunk, clips, Destiny, blah blah blah. That's the only reason. I'll be honest, he reactivated it because he needs it. No offense to you, Boogie, but you have lied. Even if you now prove you have cancer, you at this point do not have it on the medical record, and you lied about the money side of things. You lied. That is what you are, Cancer2988. There is not going to be much in the way of sympathy from many a person if you are found to have it. But we are going to feel sorry for the person who has to stick the doodah up your ass for a colonoscopy.
You know, Destiny's not a doctor. You know who is a doctor? My doctor. He's the one prescribing me all these medications I'm paying for, most of which are only because I've been suffering from polycythemia for the last 2 years. You know who else is a doctor?
You know who is a doctor? My doctor.
Yeah. You know who else is a doctor? Not Destiny, my brother.
Your brother is a doctor, PhD, not MD. He's an academic, not a medical doctor. He may work within the health field, but it does not make him an expert. You're trying to claim that by Destiny doing some digging, he is using an appeal to authority, but you have just used it with your brother. These fallacies don't resonate with audiences because we see through that. It's why Keemstar's laughing at you for your little comparison to a doctor, and then to cite your brother.
So when I got diagnosed with sleep apnea,
he's not an MD, and he's your brother.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that he's an MD.
Yes, it does. It doesn't lie.
Doctorate in public health.
Your brother loves you and is a biased. Your brother loves you and is a biased narrator.
I don't know how many times in one video I can say Tommy C is right before it starts to annoy me, but Tommy is right. Your brother is a PhD. He has a bias. So to be honest, you using your brother as an authoritative voice has no merit. Don't forget here now, the core problem isn't whether you have it, it's that you've lied about it for 2 years because you reacted and then ran with it, and you used it to promote money things. Yeah, shitty, right? I think I'm going to end it with this because I don't see the point in continuing with that. I'm going to link the lolcow live episode down below. You should all go give it a listen because it is quite funny. Just to see the mental gymnastics unfold. There's more curls to it than currently in Boogie's grey hair. It doesn't seem to want to straighten into one thing, and it's all over the place, like his grey hair. Ta-ta, everyone.